biology teacher from BA Higher Primary CBSE School, SN Layout, Dhammakere. Start studying a 5th standard science first lesson. Dear students, all living organisms are able to produce their young ones. You might have observed the dog produces puppies, the cat produces kittens, the cow produces calf, where human produces baby. These organisms sometimes they are similar with their parents, sometimes they show some slight difference between from parents to their offspring. What do you call for this process? Here, the process of production of young ones of their own kind is called as reproduction. Is called as reproduction. Reproduction. Here, re means of their own kind. Of their own kind. Whereas production means to produce. Production means to produce. So that reproduction means it is a process of production of young ones. It is a process of production of young ones of their own kind. Of their own kind is called as reproduction. Okay, reproduction means of their own kind. Production means to produce. That reproduction is defined as it is a process of production of young ones of their own kind. Isn't it? Here, plants are also belongs to the group of living organisms. Isn't it? So, plants are amazing. Do you know, students? Plants are very useful to us. The plants gives us many useful things like food, medicines, rubber, paper, wood, and also oxygen for breathing. So the plants are needed to meet all our demands. So there is a need to grow of the plants. So let us study how to grow plants. The plants can be grown by a process of reproduction. So how the plants can be grown by the process of reproduction? Here, the plants that can be studied under a concept called as reproduction in plants. Reproduction in plants. The plants can be reproduced in various ways. Many variety of plants can be produced in various ways. Some of the plants can be produced from the seeds. Some of the plants can be produced from the seeds. Some of the plants can be produced from the stem of a plant. Some of the plants can be produced by roots. Some of the plants can be produced from the leaves. Some of the plants can be produced from the spores. Isn't it? Listen, students. Some of the plants can be produced by the seeds. Some of the plants can be produced by the stem. Some of the plants can be produced through the roots. Some of the plants can be produced through the leaves, from the leaves. Similarly, some of the plants can be produced by the small seeds called as spores. Okay. The plants which can be grown from the seeds, for example, cereals, pulses, groundnut, bean seeds, isn't it? There are some of the examples of the plants which can be grown from the seeds. Some of the plants which can be grown from the stem may be a potato, ginger, rose, hibiscus and so on. Some of the plants from the roots, many plants like tulsi, carrot, radish, isn't it? Many plants can be grown from the roots. And similarly, some of the plants like bryophyllum can be grown from the leaves, and also from the sporus, isn't it? Here, see the fourth leaf. It can be a small sporangia structures are there. From this sporangia, spores are produced from the sporangia. So the plants can also be grown through the spores. Okay. Now let us study the life of the plant begins from the seed. Starting from the seed, we can start how the plants can be grown from the seeds. From this, we should know about a structure of a seed. Okay. So when you observe a seed, we can see that we can take an example of the bean seed. The seeds are in various shape, various size, in various color. Now, but the structure is similar. The shape of the seed, the color, the size may be varied, but the structure is similar. The bean structure is similar. Okay. So we can study about a bean seed. Take an example of the bean seed. It is a bean seed. Okay. This is a bean seed. It has a small porus and a darkest structure and a hardest part. This is called as seed pod. Or it is also called as testa. And this is a micropyle. It is called as micropyle. Small porus called as micropyle, and a darkest structure called as hilum. It is an outer structure of a seed. All seeds, they have the same structure. But when you open the seed, the seed has internal structure. The seed has the internal structure. Okay. This is a seed structure. Okay. See, when you open the seed, we can see the internal structure of a seed. Here, it has an embryo part. Okay. It is an embryo part and consisting of two leaves called as cotyledons and embryo. This embryo consisting of two parts. One is plumule, another is radicle. Okay. That is a seed coat. The outer part is called as seed coat. This seed coat is called as cotyledon. Among the seed coat, there will be two types. One is monopod. Another is called as dipod. If the seed has a single leaf, then it is called as, if it is as a single leaf, then it is called as monopod. If the seed has two cotyledons, then it is called as two single leaf, two leaves, then it is called as dipod plant. I will show the diagram. This is a monopod seed. It has only one leaf. Okay. Inside that there will be embryo. But this is a diploid seed which has two cotyledons, that is called as diploid seed. It is embryo consisting of plumule and a radical part. This is about a structure of a seed. Every seed that has a protective covering called as seed coat. Every seed that has a protective covering called as seed coat. Inside that we can find an embryo, which is the development part of a seed. This embryo consisting of plumule and a radicle. Okay. So if the seed has a single leaf, then it is called as a monopod. If the seed has two leaves, then it is called as diploid. Now we can study about how the plants can be grown from a seed under a concept called as germination of a seed. Okay. Now we can study under a concept called as germination of seed. Okay. We can study about a concept called germination. Germination of seed. Okay. Germination of a seed. Here all the seeds cannot be grown into a plant. The seeds which have all the favorable conditions, the seed which have all the favorable conditions like water, air, warmth, then soil, then only the seed can be able to grow. Here the germination means it is a process of baby plant produced from embryo. It is a process of baby plant produced from embryo is called as germination. For the proper germination of a seed, the seed should get all the favorable conditions like water, air, warmth and soil. Then only the seed can be able to grow. So how the seeds can be able to grow, that can be studied under the stages of germination. We can study about a concept, the stages in a germination of seed. The stages of germination of a seed. Okay. Here, when the seed is in a soil, when it gets water, the seed swells. The seed swells and it opens. When the seed swells and opens, the seed would become very soft, and here from the embryo there will be a production of a radical. There will be development of a root from the radical. It is called as a radical. Then radical develops a roots, whereas the plumule develops a leaves. And gradually the food which is stored in the cotyledons absorbed by the leaves and starts growing the shoot system, whereas the radical develops into a root system. This is a germination of a diploid seed, which is called as hypocotyle. That means which grow inside the soil is called as hypocotyle. That is in diploid, the seeds are grown. The seeds are grown inside the that is outside the soil, that is called as diploid seed, whereas the germination of the seed takes place inside the soil, that is called as epicotyle. All monopods germinate above the soil, all dipods germinate below the soil. Okay, from this we completed the concept how the germination of seed takes place. In the next class we can study about the dispersal of the seeds, how the seeds are dispersed from the plants. Okay, thank you.